Time for your lunch break. Produce man Michael Marks is here with a look at the origins of grapefruit.
So one of the big deals I remember back in the 1990s was the diet, the grapefruit diet. You start the new year, you start the whole month of January on grapefruit. Grapefruit is actually very, very healthy for you. But where did grapefruit come from? Actually, grapefruit is one of the newest citrus in the world. It only was developed in the 1700s in Barbados. Here's what happened. Admiral Shattuck from the Queen's Army, he took some what was called Chinese pomelo or Chinese grapefruit. It wasn't known as grapefruit. He took it actually to Barbados, and there it crossed with an orange, a sweet orange, and that's where we came up with grapefruit. Now, you're probably wondering how in the world did we get the name grapefruit? If you look at the trees, and they grow in clusters, kind of like grapes. So those first people in Barbados looked up, hey, there's grape in those trees, right? Grapefruit. But anyway, grapefruit is so good for you. What makes the bitterness in grapefruit? There is a little bitterness. There's two things, naringin and a flavonoid. So it makes it a little bit bitter. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to, oh, by the way, when you're picking out your best grapefruit, flat at the North Pole and flat at the South Pole, just like this. You might find some scarring on them because most of our grapefruit comes from Texas, so they have higher humidity there, which makes the skin very tender and susceptible but by the way, the high humidity makes for sweeter grapefruit. So anyway, we're going to cut off the North Pole and we're going to cut off the South Pole, just like that. Look how red that is. Oh my goodness. I call this the other red meat. I wish you could smell this right now. So then what we're going to do, we're going to go right on around and we're going to cut off that rind. Now you can take that rind, you can actually candy the rind. Very simple. Get some sugar and some water, boil it, so a nice simple syrup, and you can candy that rind. Very, very good. Now what we're going to do, I love grapefruit in my salads. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this grapefruit over your salad and you're going to cut off, look at this. You see that little membrane there? Cut right down that membrane. Here's the other membrane, right down that membrane. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Hold on just a second. Did you love sweet tart candy growing up? This is the sweet tart candy of the produce department. Hey, back to you guys.
The way he cuts things, so precise.
I know.
It comes out perfect.
And you learn something new every time.
I know.